My name's Ben Barnes, and I'm an actor. And I say before every sentence. My name's Ben Barnes. My first job after I left school was singing with a big band, and I used to sing like Stevie Wonder covers in a really white way, and that was that was my very first job, and I did about 3 of them, I think. And then no one wanted to hire me anymore. And then gradually over the last 10 years, the music side has sort of phased out, and occasionally it phases back in when a project, requires it. I did this film 2 years ago called Killing Bono, which was this music film set in the 80s, and it could not have been more fun, honestly. I spent 3 weeks in a recording studio singing these meant to be good but not very good 80s sort of songs that weren't smash hits because we just made them up, and sort of prancing about with Flock of Seagulls hair and guy liner and earrings and dreadful outfits.
What accents can you do, just off the top of your head?
I can't do Canadian, and I struggle with Northern Irish. Northern Irish, but pretty much anything else, I think.
Lithuanian. Do this some.
That's cruel. Lithuanian. I imagine. No, that's Borat. I don't know. Swedish is. That sounds German. All right, let me rephrase. I can't do any accent. I'm terrible at accents. Terrible with accents. And I can't do Canadian, Lithuanian, Swedish, or West African. I hate you. I think I was home over Christmas time back in London, and there was a day when there was one of the Narnia films on the terrestrial TV and one on Sky, and then Dorian Gray was playing on something, and it was like a festival, because my stuff is never on TV, and it was so when I went out the next day, there was a lot of people who'd seen one or the other, and so I got recognised a lot that day. But in general, it doesn't happen because I think I look quite different in real life to a lot of my characters, and also no one cares. That's why. That sounded like an excuse. No, I look really different, so that's why no one mobs me. Or you're just not famous, get over it.
I know that there's a rose named after Prince Caspian. How does it feel to have a rose named after
I had to do so much stupid promotion for that film. I mean, most of the stuff I got to do was extraordinary and a life event. And, I got to go to New York and be in Times Square. I got to go and turn on the Christmas lights in Regent Street. And then I also had to go to, get in a car for 3 hours and go to Berkshire to be there at the naming of the Prince Caspian Rose, which was clearly they only named it so that I would go there at the same time the film came out, and it was just, it was very sweet and everything, but I thought, a new breed of rose, how exciting, it's going to be like massive and purple. It was just like a medium-sized red rose that smelled like a rose, and it was a rose. It was not a Prince Caspian rose. It was a rose. Oh wow! Thank you. That's amazing. No, it was. I had a really nice day there. I don't know why I'm being so cruel. I had a very nice time there. When I first got here, I felt it was a very sort of alien place, and I felt that every single person in Los Angeles was an actor, and they were all, I don't know how old I was, 24. They were all 23. And 6 foot and dark haired, and they were all trying to get my jobs, and that was the only way I could see it. And I would go into a room, and there'd be 16 me's sitting there waiting to go and shout loudly at a casting director in the next room. And I suppose it hasn't changed much really, but I got to do 2 scenes with Robin Williams in this film, The Big Wedding, and it was extraordinary, and I was sitting opposite him, and my character's not supposed to like his character. He's playing the sort of the priest who's marrying myself and my fiance in the film. And we sort of did the scene as it's written 3 or 4 times, and then the director said, "Okay, Robin, just do your thing, whatever you want to do." And he was like, "Ready, boss? Yes, boss. Ready, boss." And I was, what do I do now? And he was like, and Ben, you know, he's just going to make up what he wants to do, so just go with it and just improv back and forth, you know, shoot the shit. And I was like, you asked me to improv battle with Robin Williams. Is that what you're doing? Because that's like asking me to box with Mike Tyson. That's this is not going to work. But it did work, sort of. I mean, I gave nowhere near as good as I got, but it was he was masterful because I was too busy watching him, being fascinated with him. And it would be my line, I'd be like, yeah, I'm watching the telly.